Hey, thanks for hanging out. It is Monday. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a great weekend. Fantastic weather here in the Phoenix area, and just amazing. Hope you got out and had a bunch of fun. I have an abbreviated show today, and there's a reason why I have an abbreviated show. So don't get mad at me. I do have an abbreviated show today because I have a lot of scheduled interviews for inductees into the Arizona Outdoor Wildlife Hall of Fame, and so I got to get prepared for those. So I just do. So I have 4 this afternoon, and I want to make sure that those are dialed in. I get to introduce you to all of the 2025 inductees into the Arizona Outdoor Wildlife Hall of Fame. So really cool stuff. Ty Gray is going to be there. Senator Kerr is going to be there. So it's good stuff. Good stuff all around. So let's begin with the diagnosis of Joseph Robinette Biden with the last thing you thought that would get him, and that's some sort of prostate cancer that is metastasized. Yeah, that thing. All the way to his bones, and basically, Joe Biden will be not living amongst us. Don't know. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, go ahead, joke. I don't care. I don't care. It's hard for me, and I'm not going to celebrate anyone's demise. I'm not going to celebrate anybody's death, although I have a funny view of death. My family does. My entire family does. It is what it is. I was at a funeral last weekend, and I was like, I couldn't stop looking at the coffin in the front of the room. I'm like, there's a dead body in that coffin. I'm not kidding. I'm not, and I mean zero disrespect. Y'all know me. I mean zero disrespect by that. But my mind processes death in a very, very different way. And it is it seems that Joe Biden was going to die from something other than prostate cancer. Just saying. It just is. And I don't trust anyone in government. I don't trust anyone that is surrounding Joe Biden. I don't trust anyone that tells me anything about Joe Biden. I don't trust any of it. I truly don't. It garnered zero sympathy. There was no, I mean, there were headlines, and that was about it. There were headlines about Joe being diagnosed. And the ironic thing is that all of the MAGA Republicans, the ultra-right people that he vilified for 4 years, are saying, we got you, dude. We'll pray for you. We got you. I will not shed a tear for a man that a racist, money-grubbing, access-selling, I'm not gonna shed a tear for him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Joe Biden is not a good human. I am sorry that he is going through this. I wish his family well. Some of his family well. I wish some of his friends well. But for the most part, these people have scammed you. These people have scammed you and I. That Kilmar Abrego Garcia guy, if he was whacked in prison, none of us would go, None of us go, all of us go, yeah, there's a bad person. As a matter of fact, that's our argument for him being in CCOT. He's not in CCOT anymore, but that was our argument. This dude's a bad human, needs to be locked up. We weren't crying for him, his kids, and his wife. I respect the office of the President of the United States. I truly do. And when Jimmy Carter died, I saluted that man. That man spent a lot of time, and the majority of his wealth, time, and basically his time and talents and treasures with Habitat for Humanity. Dude, by all rights, was a good dude. He's a terrible president. Horrible president. I don't think Jimmy Carter was actively trying to screw us over. So when a president like Joe Biden, who actively, I'm sorry, when W. Bush goes, yeah, dude, actively screwed us over. Bye. Obama, same thing. Clinton, he screwed somebody else. Clinton, I'd have not shed a tear. Tell me until I get answers to why he was on Epstein's plane. We'll talk about Epstein in a minute here. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to forget. It is not in my notes. We need to talk about Epstein. Okay. Yeah, I just, yeah. Jim, I hear you on that. I wouldn't waste your if Biden was on fire. No. Let's get a couple. I got a couple of his doozies down here. All right. What do you think about this racist POS? He said, you cannot go into a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slightly Indian accent. I'm not joking. And he did the Indian accent too, which is wild. We in Delaware were on the South Side in the Civil War. These are Joe Biden quotes. I mean, you got the first, talking about Barack Obama. I mean, you got the first mainstream African-American who is articulate and bright and clean. I'll read that one again because it's my favorite. I mean, you got the first mainstream African-American who's articulate, bright, and clean. This is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, by the way, who Tara Reid will say raped him in the hallway of the Senate, and it just went bye-bye. Guy that sniffs little kids and showered with his daughter until she was in her teens. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Unless we do something about this, my kids are going to grow up in a jungle. And he was talking about desegregizing schools. And at the very end, he said, if my opponent wins, they're all going to put y'all back in chains. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Joe Biden is now Argentina. Don't care. What a sick man. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, no, but all did you watch MSNBC, all of you that get on TikTok and all this pro-Biden, all this nonsense? Okay. You're going to hate me. You're going to say bad things about me, but I do not. I've had people in my life that have passed on that were just truly not good people, and I didn't care. And there's a lot of people that think I'm not a good person, and when I pass on, they won't care, and that's totally okay with me. Don't care. Unless I seek those people out and say, you know what, I wronged you. Because sure as hell, Joe Biden's not going to come out and talk about how he screwed this nation. He's not going to. He allowed the people around him to run the country. He just got the bumper sticker. That's it. I'm sorry, the parking space. That's it. If you look at the auto pen stats and all, Joe Biden was not in charge of this country. He is not running this country by any stretch of the imagination. I do respect the office. The man never held it. He just didn't. Others held it. Period. And again, for him personally, dude, hope you don't suffer. You're terminal, okay? I hope you don't suffer. I wish that for you. That's it. And that's, by the way, that's all I wish for you. I'm not going to wish anything else for you. That's between you and God. Oh my God, wouldn't that be fantastic? Who said this, Trump or Biden? Could you imagine? Oh, everyone. God, I'd ring the bell 100%. I'd bat 1,000. Yeah. They tried to wreck the Republic. I don't disagree with you, James, at all. Yeah, Truman, I know that, dude. No one believes this. No one believes this. But along similar lines, and I want to say, so along similar lines, we had Dan Bongino come out today and say essentially, hey, don't disbelieve us. Epstein killed himself. Screw and you. No, are you bleeping stupid? Cool. Dan Bongino just got bought by the deep state. Cool. No reason to see why otherwise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I have family and I've had friends in prison. As a matter of fact, my uncle was deputy warden down in Florence prison. Called him Big Mac. Not Big Mac, but Big Mac, like, because his last name was McCusker. And he was respected by the inmates. Dude was just a cool guy. Wearing a big brim hat, aviators. Dope, dude. My uncle was a G. Nobody has 7 changes of sheets in their cell at one time. Period. Yeah, the Bongino thing pisses me off. That was it. You could just keep your mouth shut, dude. Just shut up. You don't have to say anything about it. You don't have to say anything. I think this all ties in today. Again, this is an abbreviated show because I need to do some Hall of Fame stuff, some Wildlife for Tomorrow stuff here at 1:00. But You'll see that this all ties in. Because it's just so damn weird to me that Bongino would say something when he could have said nothing. There's zero reason for you to say Epstein didn't kill himself or Epstein killed himself. There's zero reason unless I see Patrick, you said, call me a terrible person, but it's going to happen to a more deserving person. Look, I feel you, man. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. The man lied. I mean, we just keep uncovering the lies this person was told to tell the public. He was not running. Jake Sullivan, Susan Rice, Barack Obama, they were running this country. Joe Biden wasn't. And Joe Biden was complicit in it. He knew damn well that he was there for the parking space and the vacations. That's it. And they patted him on the back after 50 years and said, well done, good servant. Here you are now. You get to ride off in the sunset as the president of the United States. Patel, okay, yes, what we got here. May have killed himself, but I won't let it happen. Yeah, he was allowed to kill himself. I get at the very, very minimum, Jim, you're right. At the very, very minimum, Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to kill himself. Told to, allowed to, and threatened to the end of, dude, you are going to rot in hell. And by the way, when you go to the hell we're sending you to, they don't take too kindly to people who had sex with underage kids. You are going to be ruined daily. You end it now, or you spend years of your life being ruined daily. You know what I mean by ruined. The cameras were turned off. Magically, the guards fell asleep, and he was given 7 or 8 changes of sheets. Look at that. I mean, if you look at his cell, I mean, come on, dude. There's not a jail or prison cell in this country that has that many changes of sheets for one person. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Oh, let me take a picture of this to show that he did it himself. But I wouldn't be surprised if the guards were in there helping him. Just, there you go, dude. No. This is the right way to tie it. Here you are. All right, bud. All right. Good luck to you. That's it. They probably threatened him with Gen Pop. It's a good, it's similar, right? Yeah. Oh, he was not going to get solitary. He was not going to go to the Martha Stewart Camp Cream Puff. By the way, that was the prison that Martha Stewart was sent to. It was called Camp Cream Puff. And then she served the rest of her term at home in a palatial estate. Her net worth increased while she was in there. Good for her. And just so we're very clear, so everybody knows around the water cooler, you want to sound pretty damn smart. The charges against Martha Stewart that put her in jail was not insider trading. She lied about knowing that her friends were participating in insider trading, that her accountants or her investors or whatever were participating. She knew about it, lied about knowing about it. That's what sent her to prison. Yes. But I'm saying there's going to be a lot. I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff here because you guys need to see this because it's all coming in together. The Bongino thing scares the crap out of me. It really does scare the crap out of me. Because then that means if the tough talking Dan Bongino comes out of no unsolicited and says we have no reason to believe that Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself, somebody's got to him then. That's the optics, at least. Tell me that's not the optics. Those are serious optics there. And I think they're trying their damnedest to get to Donald Trump. I think they are. Here's how I know. Let's see, it makes outstanding content with Snoop Dogg. Oh, yeah, she does. Are you kidding me? If her and Snoop don't just end it, say, okay, I think Snoop's married. If Snoop is going to be at least, Martha Stewart's my side piece or whatever it is. I mean, if they don't end up as a couple, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Dan just fishing for bites. He isn't. No. Thank you. Shh. Dude, you're the deputy director of the FBI. You don't need to fish for any bites. You're good. You have all the world's information that we will never see in our lifetime. The funniest thing I saw was a meme of Snoop and Martha Stewart. And it said, only one of these two has been convicted of a felony. Be careful of stereotypes. Oh, God, I love it. I absolutely love it. I still think today the greatest marketing campaign in recent history is the Solo Stove, where Snoop for a week was like, I'm quitting smoke, I'm quitting smoke, I'm quitting smoke. And then he said, I'm not quitting. He's smoking a joint saying, I'm only quitting, basically a smokeless fire pit. It's so hilarious, dude. Beautiful. But anyway, the Bongino thing freaks me out because I'm seeing a trend from Donald Trump that's scary as hell. Okay, come with me on this, guys. I'm seeing a trend that's scary. Not that I'm afraid for him, because Donald Trump you can't get to Donald. I mean, I have video of Sammy the Bull Gravano saying, I tried for years to get to Trump and I can't. You couldn't. He couldn't be shaken. He couldn't be bought. He couldn't be threatened. So something is freaking this dude out. So Rhonda said, deep state going to deep state, which is scary as all get out. This is where it gets scarier. This is from True Social, guys. Okay? All roads lead to Obama. Read truth if you want public military tribunals. He's not wrong saying he's right. This is pretty true. I don't know about all roads, but a lot of roads sure as hell lead to Barrio. Then on top of that, just open this up here. It does not exist. All right. Well, hopefully we can do this here. But let's do this. Let's see if we can find this video, because that's Donald Trump saying that, right? And then how about this? This is Donald Trump posting this.
Kennedy Jr. He was declared the front runner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator. Mary Mahoney was a Clinton White House intern. She knew enough of the inner workings of Bill's sexual advancements to be a star witness during the Clinton impeachment trials. She was brutally executed at a Starbucks she was managing in 1997.
Managing a Starbucks.
In 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster.
By the way, I'm going to stop with this Vince Foster thing. You see this? You see this dude's face? I want you to look at his face. Okay, on the right side, look at his face. I want you to look at Hill's face, and kind of morph them together. Do a mental Punnett square, if you will. Looks a hell of a lot like Chelsea. Just going to say that, because Chelsea looks nothing like her dad. Zero. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
Was found dead in Fort Marcy Park near D.C. He supposedly killed himself, and among a lengthy list of
with multiple gunshots to the head. Yeah.
Potential foul play, the bullet was never found.
Never found.
Then there's James McDougal, a key witness for White House prosecutors. He was serving his
Keep in mind, Donald Trump's posting this, guys. Donald Trump's posting.
3-year sentence for bank fraud at the Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was to give a testimony before the grand jury, McDougal suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement.
Yeah, a heart attack in solitary confinement is a lot like Epstein killing himself with nobody watching and 17 sheets in his room.
2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef hired under Bill Clinton, joined the list. His body was found at the bottom of a river, nearly 2 miles from the base of the trail he was reportedly hiking. An autopsy determined that Scheib's death was accidental drowning. But he might have known too much. 27-year-old Democratic National Committee
This guy's and Rob and I have had arguments over this guy.
Staffer Seth Rich was shot and killed in D.C. this year. There is speculation that he was the source of the controversial leaked emails allegedly sent by DNC staffers, and that he may have been murdered in retaliation. Then Sean Lucas, the lead attorney in a fraud case
Again, this is the president of the United States sending this out.
against the DNC, was found lying on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home on August 2nd. His death was reported classified, pending the results of an autopsy.
To this day,
Okay. Let me Again, that was posted to the millions of followers of the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Same with the all roads lead to Obama. This is not a flex. This is not a threat. If you ask me, this is a flex back. This is a reflex, a flex right back at those that are coming at him right now for what he's doing. And he needed to publicly remind those that are threatening him, I have it all on you, and I'm not afraid of you. And that's actually what Sammy the Bull said when he was saying, if you don't know who Sammy the Bull Guarana was, he was John Gotti's hitman. Well, no. And Sammy, he was actually in prison here for a while. He was in witness protection until here in Tempe until he started running a damn ecstasy ring like a moron, and then went to jail, and now he's gone again. We don't know where the hell he's at. But Sammy the Bull, I think him and Arpaio had like some podcast dinner together. I gotta find that. Didn't we cover that? Anyway, so Sammy the Bull said about Don. Don doesn't hide. He's like, you expose me, that's fine. I'll expose you. Totally okay with that. We can go round and around. He said he couldn't get to him. There's something here, y'all. Dan Bongino, I mean, as far as the optics are concerned, is just tucked tail. I can't trust him now. He needs to regain my trust. I was so excited about his position. Now from a dude who didn't have to say anything, and I mean anything, said something, which all of us don't believe at all in any way. This is all coming tumbling down, should. And like Donald Trump said, he said, sometimes you have to take medicine to get better, and America's got to take some medicine right now. And I think things are going to get a little easier for Donald Trump from here on out, and J.D. Vance from here on out, because of these flexbacks. Again, he's just not threatening Barry O to threaten Barry O. He's just not coming after the Clintons, and none of those are coincidences. Not one of them are coincidences. The Clinton body count is legitimate. So this is just him reminding the power structure, the deep state, I'm in charge and I have all this information. I ain't afraid to use it. What are you going to do? Because every one of my predecessors, every one of them could be bought. Every single one. I'm a multi-billionaire. I don't need money. You can't buy me. Therefore, you can't scare me. Yeah, the funny thing about it is, again, with coincidences, I believe in coincidences. I've just never seen one. And in the entire Clinton body count list, some are just okay. All right, you guys are pulling the muscle for that one. But for the most part, the big high pro, yeah, they're all gone. They're all dead. The fact that Juanita Broderick is still alive is kind of the only thing that makes me scratch my head. And Juanita Broderick's a fantastic human being. The fact that Monica Lewinsky is still alive blows me away. And she aged well, girl, fine as it gets. Woo! Man, is she hot. I think she's a professor at Cambridge, I think. Yeah. I mean, you'll become a White House intern without being smart. I mean, you gotta be smart, but she took it to a whole new level. Did you hear? I forget, it was Bill Maher that said the room off of the Oval Office that Bill and Lewinsky used to get it on is now a merch room. Trump has it as a merch, has all his merchandise, as his MAGA hats. Oh, yeah. And what is he gonna do? He's now flexing. He's like, I have full now real Secret Service protection, not the phony ass Secret Service protection that I've had. You're not gonna be able to touch me. Sorry, you can't buy me. You have spent. And listen, this is a man, by the way, who has had for at least a decade Everybody coming at him. Everyone coming at him. So he goes right back at me. He says, this is now you. Now punch me. I'm punching you back. 1. 2. I forgot about Kamala. So Kamala was threatened. I don't have the True Social post. I just remembered that it happened and I didn't pull it for the show. I apologize. He went after Kamala, saying that Bruce Springsteen and Beyonce and all of these people, Megan Thee Stallion, were paid under the guise of entertainment for a rally or whatever. All of this was illegal, and he's pointing this out. He points out that he's calling for an investigation. He is telling the DNC, shut up. You have now 12 years to recalibrate what the hell you want to do, because you're not getting to me in my term. JD is walking right into the White House after me, and he'll be here for 8 years. If you step one toe out of line, we're going to take you out, period. No. If this is the case, Truman, I would say that if that were the case, I would expect an immediate apology from Bongino saying, I had to say that. I had to say that because we were here. This is why I had to say. I would hope that that's the case. But right now, he needs to save face in a big way. I mean, bigly. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think they keep it under wraps. If they were trying to keep it under wraps, buddy, that's the thing. If they were trying to keep it under wraps, he wouldn't have said anything. Don't say anything. Or maybe he's trying to call people off the scent. That's fine. Or not let people know that they're on their scent. Because you can't tell me this whole cancer thing is suspect with Biden. The Bongino coming out and talking about it. Epstein he committed suicide. Yeah, man. Jim, I'm telling you, 12 years. I don't foresee anyone because Donald Trump can crap the bed at this point because there's zero bench strength for the DNC. They don't have anyone ready to become the president of the United States. Then all of us are wise to the shenanigans now. We're not stupid. Celebrity endorsements and all that. It's all been exposed. It's all been exposed. And then there's guys like this. The guy is actually running for office. He's going to be running for office. Are you ready for this? This guy. Oh my God. You guys, are you ready for this? Please. You got to be ready for this. Here we go.
The thing about Florida is it's an extremely tough environment.
Not kidding.
If you look at the map.
Is that something that bothers you? I don't get the impression that you're someone who shies away from running in a tough environment.
Yeah, shies away from lying and being a treasonous little a-hole. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't shy away from a challenge, so it wouldn't be that. But I also, would need to understand that don't want to be some sort of sacrificial player. I'd want to do something that actually is meaningful because the costs are pretty high. Costs meaning being away from my daughter.
Oh, shut up.
To provide for my family. So
don't give a rat's ass about anybody yourself, you little twerp. He's doing it to make money. Period.
That I think
narcissist piece of garbage.
Have you had any discussions with anyone about the possibility of running?
It seems very, very preliminary to discuss anything of this nature. You could see the smile.
Oh, sorry. This is Lieutenant Colonel Vidman. I apologize. This is the guy that turned on Donald Trump. This is the guy that lied under oath. This is one of the impeachment pieces of garbage. He is as wormy, slimy, swarmy as you could possibly get. This guy is a weasel. This guy makes Adam Schiff look Christ-like. This guy is that. He's above the level of an Adam Schiff.
Come across my face because it seems so fanciful at this point in time to discuss it.
Who's that guy?
But I don't hear a no from you.
Because I don't want to be disingenuous. I mean, I think I pride myself on being
a liar,
sincere and honest,
fraud,
and I'd want to be very, very thoughtful about where I could make the most impact. I think that the Democrats need a win in some very, very difficult places in order to wrestle control back. I'm not sure if Florida is the place to do that. It might be. I think my worldview is that Trump is going to hurt a lot of people, and this will be a referendum, and there'll be an opportunity for people power to manifest. Folks will show up that stayed on the sidelines last time, or that had some...
Nobody stayed on the sidelines, champ. And by the way, even if you claim that those 20 million that just magically disappeared voted, Trump would have won by 6 points. It's already Vox tried their damnedest to say that Kamala would have won if everybody would have stayed on the sideline. This guy is a shill. He is no better than Ruben Gallego. Period. Ruben Gallego is just as these two are hand in hand. All he wants to do is cash in, get the celebrity, and be a shill and a hack for the DNC.
Got more than they bargained for with Donald Trump. So I don't think the state is too far gone by any means. I certainly don't believe that.
The Florida will never vote for you, champ, ever.
Just don't know if I'm the right person to do that, or if that's the right role for me.
Please, someone tell him that's the right role for you, buddy. You get in there, sport. You go run. Oh, God, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Oh, they just don't get it. I agree with that, Greg, but here's the deal, though. Of course he's going to get his ass whooped. But the bigger point is the DNC actually thinks this guy's viable. The DNC at one point thought David Hogue was viable. And now they're trying to ditch him and kick him out of his revote so he can't be co-chair of the DNC because he's an idiot. He's a fraud. How do you not know if you were in school or not school during in school or not in school during a school shooting? How do you not know? How do I have 3 different interviews telling me 3 different stories from you? The dude's a fraud, just like this guy, just like Vindman, and just like Gallego. No. The DNC is a hot mess. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Get it. Good for you. You just go ahead there, big guy. So proud of you. Go be a congressman. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Get in there. Fight that good fight. That's Mama Vindman. Grandma Vindman is getting little boy hyped up. Little Dudley do right there. Yeah, the DNC is an absolute hot mess, and it's funny. It's funny. Guys, I told you we're a bit abbreviated today, but I do want to cover this because I think it is quite important. What the hell is that? Wait a second. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Oh no, that was the Trump thing. Okay. Anyway, so I want to cover this. There was a teacher that said, "Here are the real cost of a sanctuary city." I want to just have this chat before we bounce today. Here's the real cost of a sanctuary city, and it's mind blowing to me. And I'm gonna let it play. I want you guys to hear this. This is
New
fantastic.
Jersey's a hot mess. The mayor
Like the
of Newark
DNC.
was just arrested edition. So by now you've all seen that stuff, and this is a completely different angle, and I've tried to make this video 3 times, and I am just going to give you some facts of what happens when you live in a sanctuary state.
Give it.
I'm not saying this as my opinion. I'm giving you actual things that are happening in New Jersey.
We like that.
And
let's go, sister.
You can follow the funding and see what the result is. So the 2 factors that I'm talking about here is that New Jersey became a sanctuary state officially on March 15th, 2019. Prior to that, in 2018, Governor Murphy also enacted his S2 funding formula. I've done a series of videos on how the S2 funding formula is affecting local districts here in New Jersey that you can go back and watch. My purpose here is to give you facts on what is happening with that formula and the sanctuary city status. You cannot look up immigration status in school enrollment, but what we can look at is English language learner enrollment. And I'm going to use Newark because Newark is the highest funded in state aid in New Jersey. And
yeah, none of that going to Cherry Hill. I can tell you that. None of this going to Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Ain't putting up with that. Nothing. That's like Martha's Vineyard of Jersey.
Services the largest amount of students, around 40,000. Prior to sanctuary status, Newark had about 17% of its population as an English language learner. 2018 to 2019, that rose to 20%. By 2022, 2023,
1 in 5.
It was at 24%.
Holy hell, 1 in 4.
23, 24, 25%, and 24, 25, it's over the 25% range, servicing about 11,072 ELL learners. That increase is about 3,700 ELL students in 7 years, which represents a 49.6% growth in ELL enrollment from 2018 to 2025.
How?
What does that mean financially?
A
Through
lot.
the lens of schooling, in 2020 to 2021, they had to allocate another $5 million to expand the bilingual programs, including investments in their textbooks and smartboards. The following year, another $2.2 million was designated to hire 36 bilingual teachers, and an additional $1.6 million was allocated to hire 26 ESL teachers. Then, the following year, 22-23, the district planned to fill 75 new positions specifically for bilingual and English as a second language.
Oh, sure.
23-24, the budget pieces aren't detailed, but they continued to hire support staff and teachers that were bilingual, and included,
not helping test scores.
Line items for tutoring and new instructional platforms. 24-25, an additional $4.2 million was allocated to expand bilingual programs across
This
the
is
schools,
Newark, New Jersey.
and another $3.9 million was designated to hire more
Not
teachers
all of
and
New
aides
Jersey.
and support partnerships with universities. Cumulatively, over the span of 5 years from 2020 to 2025, the Newark Public Schools invested $16.9 million in ELL-specific initiatives, and that includes direct allocations to program expansion and staffing, but it does not encompass the indirect costs like facilities, instructional materials, or administrative support.
Okay, you get the point. I mean, she goes on for about 5 more minutes with stats. She's got receipts. I'm telling you, this was and has been an invasion and an overtaking of our country brought to us by the man who we're all supposed to be shedding a tear for, Joe Biden, who allowed all this to happen. And the DNC allowed all this to happen because they thought, incorrectly, that they would not allow Donald Trump back in. They thought their lawfare would work, and it didn't. And they thought that a blanket amnesty and voting rights for all of these people would keep them in power for decades, and it backfired. But now it didn't just backfire because it didn't work for voters. It backfired because just Newark, New Jersey, spending $16.9 million just to get staff to talk to these kids who are getting a free education, free healthcare, free food stamps, free everything. Lynn, there's no way in hell she still has a job. I think she's probably just doing these videos. These videos are probably making her more money than she was as a teacher, but damn. I mean, that's the price of this. That's the cost of this. We just keep thinking that it's not our problem, not our concern. I remember the World Economic World Economic Forum, not the Klaus von Bond villain, not that dude. I don't know. Because they wouldn't do some kind of study. The cost of the lack of education for 2 years globally due to the nonsensical reaction to COVID or the pandemic cost the world, just in revenue, $17 trillion. Again. These idiots thought they had it right. These idiots thought they had a foolproof plan. These idiots thought they had the right place, in Big Fannie Wills and Big Letitia James and Big Tish and Bowman, all these idiots that thought they could take Donald Trump out. And once Donald Trump was out, they could move forward with all this nonsense, keep going with all this crap, and completely destroy our country. Nope. I'm very proud of this, and I hope you guys come along with me because y'all know me. I said this since day one of the Biden administration, day one of the Biden win. Don't worry, the Democrats will overreach. They always do. They overplay their hand. They did. I just didn't know to the extent in which they would overplay their hand. Because it bit them in the tuchus. It continues to bite them in the tuchus. And they think that Colonel Vidman is going to be a congressman. That anyone, he would have to be in the safest blue district there is. They're idiots. Kamala Harris is still viable. Kamala Harris is going to get rung up for election charges by this DOJ. And I'm telling you, Donald Trump would not go after someone for election fraud or electioneering or election anything, any kind of election violation, if he had some of his own. You would hope not, at least. But again, Donald Trump did both of his all three actually of his campaigns. He didn't have to pay much on advertising. Everybody was talking about him. CNN single-handedly gave Donald Trump the presidency the first time around. Period. CNN thought it was just so funny to talk about Donald Trump and have him on and have him on and have him on. And what they weren't realizing they were doing was giving him the biggest platform there was. Yeah. All right, kids. Like I said, Wildlife for Tomorrow, Hall of Fame induction class. Great people. I actually got it right here. I mean, got Mary Keebler, Ty Gray, Arizona Sportsman for Wildlife Conservation, Trout Unlimited. We got Senator Kerr is in here, yes, as well. Senator Kerr is a huge champion of the West Valley, and she's a farm girl, and comes so get to interview all of them and get this done, and you will see all of those on the social media. So get over to Wildlife for Tomorrow on whatever social media platform you are. Follow along, will you? They don't have much of a following, so we're trying to remedy that. So if you guys get over there, Wildlife for Tomorrow, and check it out, I greatly appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. We're going to do this again tomorrow right here on In Other News. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thanks for playing along with us.